In the heart of Detroit, Michigan, where the rust of abandoned factories whispered tales of better days, lived a man named Samuel Sam Thompson. At 72, Sam was a relic of the auto industry boom, a former assembly line worker who had given 45 years to Ford Motor Company before the layoffs came in the early 2000s. His hands, calloused and scarred from decades of tightening bolts and welding frames, now trembled slightly as he poured his morning coffee in the small bungalow on the east side. The house was modest, with peeling paint on the porch and a yard overrun by dandelions, but it was his paid for with sweat and overtime shifts. Sam had raised his family here, buried his wife, and watched his children scatter like leaves in the wind. His daughter, Lena, was the apple of his eye. Born in 1980, during a rare period of prosperity when Sam could afford a new crib and a toy chest, Lena grew up with stories of the American dream. Sam would tell her about the glory days of Motown, how he danced with her mother, Clara, to Marvin Gaye records in the living room. "Work hard, baby girl," he'd say, "and this country will reward you." Lena believed him. She was smart, top of her class at Cass Tech High School, and earned a scholarship to the University of Michigan. Sam sold his prized '67 Mustang to cover the extras as books, dorm fees, a laptop. "It's an investment in you," he told her, hugging her tight on move-in day. Lena graduated with honors in business, landed a job at a consulting firm in Chicago, and married a charming lawyer named Marcus. They had 2 kids, a boy named after Sam and a girl named Clara. For a while, life was good. Lena called every Sunday, visited for holidays, and sent money when Sam's pension checks fell short after Clara's cancer treatments drained their savings. Clara passed in 2015, leaving Sam alone with memories and medical bills. Lena promised to help, but as years passed, the calls grew sporadic. "Busy with work, Dad," she'd say. "The kids have soccer, Marcus has court dates." Sam understood. Life moved fast in the big city. He kept busy volunteering at the local VFW hall, fixing cars for neighbors on fixed incomes, and tending a small vegetable garden in the backyard. But in 2022, when inflation hit hard and his arthritis worsened, Sam confided in Lena about his struggles. "The house needs repairs, sweetie. Roof's leaking, and the heating bill's through the roof." Lena sympathized over the phone. "We'll figure it out, Dad. Marcus and I are looking into options." What Sam didn't know was that options meant something far different to Lena and Marcus. They had their own dreams, a vacation home in Florida, private school for the kids, a luxury SUV. Lena had access to Sam's bank accounts from years ago, when she'd helped set up online banking after Clara's death. "Just in case, Dad," she'd said. Slowly, they began siphoning funds. Small amounts at first, a few hundred for expenses, then larger transfers. By 2024, they'd drained over $150,000, Sam's entire retirement nest egg, funneled into an offshore account for their future. Sam discovered it on a rainy Tuesday in March 2025. He logged into his bank app to pay the property tax and saw the balance, $47.32. His heart pounded as he called the bank. There must be a mistake, he insisted to the customer service rep, but the transactions were clear, wires to an account in Lena's name. Sam sat in his recliner, the one Clara had loved, staring at the screen. No note, no explanation. Just emptiness. He didn't rage or call the police. Instead, he smiled, a bitter, knowing smile. "Kids these days," he muttered, echoing what old-timers at the VFW said. But deep down, it cut like a knife. Sam had sacrificed everything for Lena. He'd skipped vacations, worked double shifts during strikes, even sold Clara's jewelry to fund Lena's wedding. And now, this. Across the country in Chicago, Lena and Marcus were living high. They'd booked a lavish trip to Hawaii with the money, taking Lena's best friend, Sarah, along as a thank you for helping with the kids. "Dad won't miss it," Lena told Marcus as they packed. "He's old, set in his ways. We'll pay him back eventually." Marcus laughed. Your dad's a dinosaur. That money was just sitting there, gathering dust. We're investing in our family. They posted photos on Instagram, beaches, luau's, cocktails at sunset. Caption, Paradise Found. Grateful for new beginnings. Sarah commented, living the dream. Thanks for the invite, bestie. Sam saw the posts. A neighbor, young and tech-savvy, showed him on his phone. Look at your girl, Mr. Thompson. She's glowing. Sam nodded, forcing a smile. Inside, the knot tightened. He remembered Lena as a child, clinging to his leg during thunderstorms, promising to take care of you when you're old, Daddy. How had it come to this? That night, Sam couldn't sleep. The house creaked with ghosts, Clara's laughter in the kitchen, Lena's childhood giggles from the hallway. He pulled out an old shoebox from under the bed, filled with letters, photos, and mementos. There was Lena's first report card, a drawing she'd made of their family, a lock of her hair from her first haircut. He held them close, whispering, "What happened to my little girl?" The next day, Sam visited his old friend, Reggie, a retired lawyer from the union days. Reggie lived in a nursing home now, but his mind was sharp. Sam, this is theft. Elder abuse. We can fight this. Sam shook his head. I don't want to drag her through courts. She's my blood. Reggie sighed. At least protect what's left. Change the locks on your accounts, file a report quietly. Sam did just that. He froze what little remained, revoked access, and started documenting everything. But he didn't stop there. Something stirred in him, a quiet resolve. He began calling old contacts from the auto industry, men who'd risen to power. One was now a VP at Ford, another a banker in Detroit. My daughter's in trouble, he told them, not specifying the betrayal. Need advice on finances. They helped him trace the money, revealing the offshore account. Meanwhile, in Hawaii, Lena's paradise cracked. Their credit cards were declined at dinner. Must be a glitch, Marcus said. But the next day, the hotel demanded payment. Calls to the bank revealed the accounts frozen due to suspicious activity. Lena panicked. Dad must have found out. Marcus cursed. That old fool. We need to get home, fix this. They cut the trip short, flying back in coach, Sarah awkwardly silent. At home, Lena called Sam. Dad, what's going on? Our cards aren't working. Sam, calm as steel, replied, maybe you should check your balances, sweetie. Seems like someone's been dipping into the well. Lena's voice cracked. Dad, it was a loan. We'll pay you back. Sam chuckled softly. A loan without asking? That's called stealing, Lena. She sobbed. Please, Dad. The kids, we need it. Sam hung up, his heart heavy but unyielding. Over the next weeks, Sam expanded his plan. He hired a private investigator with money from a small union pension he'd forgotten about. The PI uncovered more. Marcus had gambling debts, Lena had been embezzling from her job. The money wasn't for family, it was for their escape from mounting troubles. Sam filed a civil suit quietly, seeking restitution. He didn't want jail for Lena, just accountability. Lena arrived in Detroit unannounced, kids in tow. Grandpa, little Sam yelled, running into his arms. The boy was 8, Clara 6. Sam hugged them tight, inhaling their innocence. Lena stood on the porch, eyes red. Dad, let's talk. Inside, over coffee, she confessed. We were drowning. Marcus lost big on stocks. I thought, you had so much saved. You'd want us to be happy. Sam looked at her, seeing the girl he'd raised mixed with a stranger. Happy? By robbing your own father? I gave you everything, Lena. Education, love, support. And you took the last of it without a word. Lena cried. I'm sorry. Please drop the suit. For the kids. Sam shook his head. The suit stays. But I'll help the grandkids. Trust fund in their names only. You and Marcus? You learn the hard way. Marcus called later, threatening. You'll regret this, old man. Sam smiled. Try me. He had evidence of Marcus's threats, recorded legally. As the case built, Sam reflected on his life. He expanded his garden, planting tomatoes, beans, corn, enough to share with neighbors. He joined a senior center, made friends, even started dating a widow named Rose from bingo night. Rose had her own stories of loss, a son killed in Afghanistan. Life tests us, she said, holding his hand. But we endure. The court date came in June 2025. Detroit's family court was packed with summer heat and tension. Lena and Marcus sat stiff, lawyers whispering. Sam, in his best suit, the one from Clara's funeral, testified calmly. I love my daughter. But love without boundaries breeds entitlement. She needs to learn. The judge, a no-nonsense woman named Judge Harlan, ruled in Sam's favor. Restitution ordered, $150,000 plus interest, paid in installments. Lena's wages garnished, Marcus's assets seized. No criminal charges, but a restraining order if needed. Lena approached Sam after. Dad, how could you? He looked at her. How could I not? This is for you, too. To become the woman I raised. Months passed. Lena divorced Marcus, who fled to Florida with what little he had. She moved back to Detroit with the kids, taking a job at a local nonprofit. Slowly, she repaid Sam, check by check. They rebuilt, awkward dinners, park outings with the grandkids. I'm sorry, Dad, she said one evening, tears flowing. I lost sight of what matters. Sam hugged her. We all do sometimes. But family pulls us back. Sam lived to 85, passing peacefully in 2038, surrounded by Lena, the grandkids, and great-grandkids. His house became Lena's, filled with laughter again. In his will, he left a note, forgive, but remember. Love is action, not words. The end came on a crisp autumn day. Sam was in his garden, harvesting the last tomatoes, when his heart gave out. He slumped against the fence, a smile on his face, clutching a ripe fruit. Lena found him, knelt beside him, and whispered, Thank you, Dad. For everything. At the funeral, the VFW hall was full. Neighbors, old co-workers, Rose, who'd become his companion. Lena eulogized him, My father taught me the hard way what love really means. Retribution isn't revenge, it's redemption. Sam's story spread in local papers, a tale of betrayal and forgiveness in the American heartland. It inspired others, elderly parents to protect their assets, children to honor their roots. In Detroit, where dreams rise and fall like the auto industry, Sam's legacy endured, a reminder that family bonds, though strained, can mend with time and truth. But let's expand the scenes to reach the word count. Let's go back to Sam's early life. Sam was born in 1953 in a small apartment above a bakery in Detroit's Black Bottom neighborhood. His father, a World War II vet, worked the lines at Chrysler, coming home with oil-stained clothes and stories of the front lines. His mother baked pies for extra money, filling the home with the scent of cinnamon and apples. Sam was the middle child of 5, squeezed into 2 bedrooms, but happy. He learned early the value of hard work, delivering newspapers at 10, helping his dad fix cars on weekends. High school was at Southeastern, where he met Clara in algebra class. She was sharp, with a laugh that lit up the room, daughter of a nurse and a bus driver. They dated through the riots of '67, huddling together as the city burned. We'll make it through, Clara said, holding his hand. They married in 1972, Sam in his army uniform, he'd served in Vietnam, coming home with a Purple Heart and nightmares he rarely spoke of. Their first home was a rental in East Detroit, but Sam dreamed big. One day, our own place, he promised Clara. He started at Ford in 1973, the year Lena was born. No, wait, Lena was 1980. Their first child, a boy named David, died at birth in 1975, a loss that nearly broke them. Clara grieved silently. Sam threw himself into work. When Lena arrived, she was their miracle. Raising Lena was joy amid struggle. Sam worked swings, Clara part-time at a diner. They saved pennies for her future. Remember the Christmas of 1985? Sam built a dollhouse from scrap wood, Clara sewed tiny curtains. Lena's eyes sparkled. Best present ever. Those memories fueled Sam's resolve. When the layoffs hit in 2008, Sam was 55. Early retirement, they called it. Pension cut, health insurance spotty. Clara's cancer diagnosis in 2012 was the knockout punch. Treatments cost thousands. Sam mortgaged the house, worked odd jobs. Clara fought for 3 years, dying in their bed, holding Sam's hand. Take care of Lena, she whispered. Lena was there at the end, but distant. Busy with her career. After, she helped with funeral arrangements, then returned to Chicago. Sam soldiered on, but loneliness crept in. Now, let's deepen the betrayal scene. When Sam saw the zero balance, he didn't just sit. He walked the neighborhood, feet pounding pavement, mind racing. Past the old factory, now a ruin, graffiti tagging forgotten. He felt that word in his bones. Stopped at Clara's grave in Elliott Cemetery, knelt on the grass. What do I do, love? Our girl. Tears came then, hot and silent. The call to Lena later that week was tense. Dad, it's not what you think. Then what is it? Silence. We needed it more. Sam hung up, heart-shattering. Expanding the Hawaii scene, Lena, Marcus, Sarah on the beach. Lena in a bikini, sipping Mai Tais, but guilt nagged. Do you think Dad's okay? Marcus waved it off. He's fine. Tough as nails. Sarah, sensing tension, changed the subject. But when the cards failed, panic set in. Lena called the bank from the hotel lobby, voice rising. Tourists stared. Marcus paced, cursing. Sarah booked her own flight home, whispering, this was wrong, Lena. Back in Detroit, Sam's investigation deepened. The PI, a grizzled ex-cop named Frank, dug deep. Your son-in-law's into sports betting. Lost $50K last year. Your daughter covered it with company funds, she's on thin ice at work. Sam nodded, absorbing. He visited the bank, met with a manager who'd known him for years. Sam, this is fraud. Let me help. They flagged the accounts internationally. Lena's arrival with the kids, little Sam ran in, Grandpa, I missed you. Hugged his legs. Clara shyly offered a drawing, a stick figure family. Sam treasured it. Over dinner, Sam's famous chile, Lena pleaded. We can work this out privately. Sam, firm, no more secrets. The court will decide. The court scene expanded. Judge Harlan, a black woman in her 60s, peered over glasses. Mr. Thompson, tell me about your life. Sam spoke for 20 minutes, Vietnam, factory, Clara, Lena. The courtroom hushed. Lena wept quietly. Marcus fidgeted. Ruling, betrayal of trust is the deepest cut. Repayment ordered. And Mrs. Hayes, Lena's married name, consider this a wake-up call. Post-court, Lena's life unraveled. Divorce papers served. She moved into a small apartment in Detroit, kids adjusting to public school. Job at the nonprofit, helping low-income families with finances, ironic, but healing. She attended therapy, confronted her entitlement. I thought success meant more stuff, she told Sam. You taught me it's about people. Sam's later years, with Rose, they traveled modestly, a road trip to the Grand Canyon. First vacation in decades, he said. Rose, you deserve it. He mentored young workers at a community center, sharing stories. Don't forget where you came from. His death, in the garden, birds singing, sun warm. Lena's eulogy, expanded with anecdotes, Sam teaching her to ride a bike, staying up during her fevers, his quiet strength. Legacy, the house became a community hub, Lena hosting senior lunches. The story inspired a local documentary, Broken Bonds, A Father's Justice. Sam's life, a testament to resilience in America's Rust Belt.